TGIF, thank God it is Friday. Thank God I am faithful, grateful, believing in God. I thank God for his grace, for his mercy. Hopefully you've done the same. Answer my poll just to remind yourself that that God is the one that protected you and your family while you slept last night. God is the one that provided that roof over your head last night while you and your family were able to sleep comfortably and protected from seen and unseen dangers while just dreaming the night away and preparing yourself for this Friday, this amazing day that is so unique that you have never seen it before. You will never see it again. Jalen71 did not receive a notification from YouTube. That's okay. That's all right. We're here. We are here. Congratulations to Nanny's Take on the World for having 295 subscribers on her channel. She started her YouTube journey. I'm so excited for her. She is one of the sweetest women that you will ever meet. She is amazing. As you see on my screen right here, we got a lot to talk about. Yeah. Just to keep it a buck, a lot of people are getting all gung-ho like, let's effing go. They're getting excited. I'm not excited about this. I'm not going to be excited about this until some actual information comes out, until some actual handcuffs are being placed on people for being complicit in everything that's going on. That's when I will be excited. You guys go ahead, feel free. Be as excited as possible. See what I was talking about? Trump has been playing 5D chess while everybody else was playing checkers. Okay, feel free. Everyone else is playing Connect 4 and Trump is playing 7D chess. He's playing 18D chess. Okay, feel free. You know what I mean? I still rock with Trump. I think he's one of the coolest ever. And I pray that all of his health issues that he's dealing with right now are removed and he's able to get back to work without having to concern himself with any type of health issues. I pray that he is healed in the name of Jesus. That's what I pray. And hopefully you do the same. Matter of fact, after you thank God for your own blessings, it will behoove you to thank God for the blessings of our president and those that help us remain the number one country in the world. All right. Please let me know in the comments one thing that you're grateful for, and we're about to move forward. This right here was posted by Trump on yesterday. It says, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam, now it says subject to court approval. All right. So that should tell you right there, slow your roll. Slow your roll. All right. Slow your roll. Wait until the courts approve this and then we can move forward. We are still on hurry up and wait status. For anybody that's ever been in the military, you might be familiar with that. Some people taught me about that when I was working for DOD there. Whenever we was waiting for somebody else to do their job so we can do ours, they was like, Van, be patient, be patient, be patient. All right. We on hurry up and wait status. It's something that we do often. We're waiting for our orders. We're waiting for it to be our turn to jump in and do what we need to do. But until then, just wait. Just hold off for a second. All right. And he said this scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end right now with an exclamation point. Super exciting. So I opened this bad boy up, and this was posted by Donald Trump Jr. on X, and everybody's so excited. This brother by the name of Salty Goat, he posted, you fake MAGA mother effers are about to be shown as extremely stupid fake MAGA MFers. You made your beds, you turncoat sea suckers, so now you get to lie in them. All right. This is what happens, right? This is what happens when people get too excited about news that comes out. where they just start to just throw shots at people who stand next to them shoulder to shoulder on the battlefield. Just because you have some people that's like, we need more information. And as a matter of fact, all the information we have out right now, we want to see it. That's what we want. We want to see it. So don't get too excited about this mess, man. I believe it when I see it. And until then, I'm chilling. And I will ask you to do the same. Somebody called my, would you put Van up there? I see you, Michael Feldhouse. Shout out to all my greens, all of my members. And so we got Nanny, Sugar Shane, Sweet Angel. Who else we got in here that are blues? So we got the blues in here. We got Marla 5656, Chift, Casser the Mad. And those are the members we have up in here so far. Carolyn, what's going on, Carolyn? Shout out to Carolyn. She says, I have no life. Yes, you do. You have an amazing life. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We got a few things to discuss. One thing, the Trump administration has arrested a Subway restaurateur for mass immigration fraud. If y'all have not seen it, here you go. Make sure you hit that like button if you have not already. We about to get it popping, man. This Friday is going to be a fun live stream. I might say some things that may get me canceled, but it is what it is. That's what comes with the job. All right? Let go.
Multiple police officials and a businessman were arrested, accused of running an immigration fraud scheme.
Investigators say that scheme led to hundreds of foreign nationals illegally getting visas. News 2's Alexis Maroney breaks down how this case is unfolding.
Investigators say they don't want the public's trust to waver. Instead, they say the arrest should show their dedication to statewide transparency. Last summer, investigators started tracking what seemed like a high number of armed robberies.
I've never seen anything quite like this.
Many of the victims listed were not from Louisiana.
In fact, the armed robberies never took place, and those listed in the applications were never victims of crime.
According to arrest documents, for 10 years, false police reports were being made by this group of police officials. Oakdale Police Chief Chad Doyle, Marshal Mike Slaney, Forest Hill Police Chief Glenn Dixon, and former Glenmora Police Chief Thibault Onicia.
99.9% of law enforcement is good. We do a great job. We go there and work every day. We get up. We do what we're supposed to do. For whatever reason, the lure of money or whatever it is that leads them to do the wrong thing, don't do it.
The fake reports were used by foreign nationals to apply for U visas, a type of visa reserved for victims of crimes. In this case, crimes that never happened.
False visas can facilitate illegal activities in the United States, including financial crime, crimes of violence, narcotics, human trafficking, etc.
The indictment says the owner of a Subway in Oakdale, Chandrakant Patel, paid the officers $5,000 for each false report.
Ooh. We expect law enforcement officers to protect the public and to honor their trust, not to sell that trust and the honor of their badges for personal gain.
After collecting years of evidence, investigators made 2 arrests at the Crowne Plaza Hotel while they were attending a police chief's conference. The group is facing dozens of counts, including mail fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit visa fraud, and more charges are possible. Court dates for the individuals have not been set just yet, but I'm being told court appearances will happen in Alexandria.
All right, so a lot of money has been exchanging hands so that people can become American citizens, commit fake crimes, and police be paid out. If this has been uncovered this one time, it's happened tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of times without being uncovered. Hopefully everybody's being investigated right now. And I ain't no snitch, but I like to see people get things done properly. I like to see things done properly. So it says the Trump administration arrested a Subway restaurateur for mass immigration. The owner, Chad Rakant Patel, helped hundreds of Indians specifically, illegally receive visas by paying cops $5,000 for fake police reports, making the alien eligible for visas reserved for victims of crimes. All right. So this has been happening. It's going to continue to happen because as long as people's pockets are being padded, they're going to continue to commit some crimes. And if they get caught, if someone gets caught in another part of the state or another part of the country, they're just going to figure out a better way to do it where they won't get caught. That's just how criminals are. And if you are a police officer and you're involved in this right here, you are a piece of scum, in my opinion, because people trust you and you know you can get away with it. So you do exactly that. You commit the crimes that you're arresting people for, and that's not a good look. That's how people lose trust for the entire system. The brother said 99.9% of the 0.9% of the police officers are good people. I doubt it. 99 point nothing percent of any group of employees in any business are good, are doing their jobs. Half of the people are just there getting a paycheck while the other half is doing all of the work. And some people even have managers who get all of the praise for the work that you do, and the managers don't do a damn thing. Right? So a lot of that happens too. But I'm thankful that they're starting to get out there and get it done, man. If anybody is saying that the Trump administration is not doing the job that it was voted in office to do, they're lying. Or they just don't like Trump. For me, I was biased before. I honestly, I was looking through my TikTok page like 4 years ago. About 4 years ago, I was looking through my TikTok page. I was looking through my TikTok page yesterday, and I saw I had posts from 4 years ago where I was anti-Trump, anti-Republican, anti-conservative, like 4 years ago, probably three. I say four, about 4 years ago. I was one of those content creators that was speaking up against a lot of stuff that was coming through the pike for conservatives wanting to get things done. And I was talking big sugar honey iced tea about people who support Republicans. And then I started doing my own research and trying to be as fair as possible. It's very difficult to do when you're being trained to believe one thing and then you're thrown into the fire and all of your peers are on that same side that still believe the things we've been trained to believe. And then you step out and you want to say something different from the pack. Then you look like an asshole. So, of course, I looked like an asshole, past tense. I probably still look like an asshole for taking up for Trump. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. The brother is getting things done. Other than this Jeffrey Epstein thing, the brother has been cooking. He's been getting things done for real. Speaking of getting things done, Stephen Colbert show is being canceled. CBS is canceling Colbert's show just 3 days after Colbert calls out CBS parent company, Paramount, for a $16 million settlement with Trump, a deal that looks like bribery to him, but maybe your show just isn't funny. Maybe your show just isn't good anymore. Maybe you hedged your bet on the wrong horse, because that's what a lot of people do. It was popular to go up against Trump. It was popular to go against the grain and say that he was a fascist, that he was a racist, that he was a pedo, that he tried to, he made sexual comments about his daughter, and that everything he accused Biden of, he was 10 times worse. And every single night was a show about Trump and MAGA supporters and MAGA Republicans. And they never held that last administration accountable at all. So you were extremely biased. You were one-sided. You were trying to appease Hollywood. You got poop canned, and now you're complaining, saying it's because of bribery. It's not because of bribery. It's because you are whack. It's because you're whack. Sometimes what you was doing was You was cuffing the balls and doing whatever you wanted to do to the shaft of the left wing for many years, believing that that was going to be your gravy train to stay on top. And that didn't work for you. It blew back in your face. Pause. No diddy. This is what happens when you had your best bet on the wrong horse. Sometimes you lose, and you're losing because you hedged your bet on the wrong horse. So at the end of the day, das vidania, arrivederci, ciao bella, peace. Get the hell out of here. All right? Because he is trying to call foul on this whole thing. And also, this happened right after he called out CBS. So it's like, coincidence? I think not. Well, at this point, I don't give a damn, bro. You spent here's the thing. When you have an opportunity to be fair, be fair. When you have a platform and you know your bread is being buttered by constantly going at one side, then that should be a red flag right there. You should be looking for an out. And sometimes I will say this too. Sometimes the Lord will provide a way for you to get out and do things the right way. Because even if the numbers say that it is successful, you're getting the views you want, you're getting the paychecks you want, you're getting the money, your friendships that you want, all of the relationships you want. You get to go to all of the left-wing parties and balls, and you're invited to everything. Stephen Colbert gets to rub elbows with Oprah, the Obamas, everybody on the left. And so you got to have your fun. You had your fun. You was able to tell all of the lies that you can tell on Trump. Obviously, these things will come back to haunt you. They will come back to haunt you. When you're in this position, there has to be some level of fairness. The thing that I love about comedians are when they are honest. When they give you that raw honesty, man, about both sides. Like, it's no biases. Like, it just is what it is. There's no biases. None. And I don't care how offensive you are. As long as you are keeping it straight with all of your fans, with your supporters, with people that enjoy your content. And if you do that, I'm good with it. But unfortunately, it's not about what I'm good with. It's about appeasing the owners and the financiers of these major news organizations or these major platforms like CBS, ABC, MSNBC, Fox, you name it. Because even when Tucker Carlson wasn't doing what Fox wanted them to do or wasn't saying what Fox wanted them to say, they got rid of him too. This happens on all sides. It's a business. I get it. It's show business, baby. But at the end of the day, once you get taxed, once you get hit in the ass and kicked in the back pockets, there's nothing you can say. You've had your fun. This has happened to many others before you. You were one-sided and your show was one-sided. And it's like Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live, I'm sure most of us used to appreciate it. Most of us used to watch it. Now, most of us don't. Why is that? Is it for political reasons, or is it because they simply stopped being funny? They only wanted to appease one side, one crowd, and they just said, F it. We're going at this one side, and that's it, because they are against our wild, dark ways. We want to promote sexuality. Homosexuality. We want to promote pedo life. We want to promote everything that's not right with the world. And the people that point it out, we're completely against them. And that just so happened to be the right, the conservatives. When you're too conservative, that means that you don't know how to have fun. That's BS. That just means that you know how to have fun the right way and that you can still appease the Lord while doing so. So that's what's happening right there. Make sure y'all hit that like button, guys, and answer that poll. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. All right, so let's go and jump into it, man. We got Michael Knowles, who was pulled into a Piers Morgan conversation, which was absolutely awesome. This was awesome. But every time that he had a conversation, every time Piers Morgan had a conversation with Joy Reid, oh my gracious, she just did not know how to make any points without getting racial with it. For some strange reason, that's her go-to. And then when Piers Morgan points it out, she tries to say it's him that does it. Y'all got to see this for yourselves, man. This is dope.
Like no one watches her show.
So, Joy, I've actually got Michael Knowles waiting in the wings.
Great.
Is there anything you'd like to say to him?
No.
What did you make of his critique of your show?
Well, I mean, the reality is that obviously people watched the show, and obviously that's the reason that the show was on for 4.5, nearly 5 years. So if he didn't like the show, I guess, sorry you didn't enjoy it, but I really am not that interested in his views on it.
Okay, well, we've got Michael there. Michael, anything you want to say to Joy?
Yes, wonderful to be here, Joy. Very nice to meet you. And I guess I would agree with Joy's take. People watched the show in the past tense, and now there's no longer a market for that absolutely vile content. And I think that's good for the culture broadly. And now we can all chat on Pierce's show.
Joy?
The reality is, Michael, the content that you and Piers like to trade in is grievance. And the grievance that white Americans have, that they have to deal with.
I'm not American.
Diversity, that they have to deal
Joy,
with. You
this
just said
isn't
you have
a
a home in
grievance.
Los
I'm
Angeles,
British.
you love
I'm
America.
celebrating.
And by the way, white grievance is very good for your bottom lines. It's very good for your bank accounts.
Now, hold on. Time out. So she's telling Michael Knowles that his style of content is aimed at only talking about grievances, white grievances, because it works for them. And she's telling them that it's good for their bottom line. She's telling them this based off of her own experiences of talking about black and brown grievances on a daily basis on MSNBC. There's not a show that you can watch on MSNBC when she was on the show where she was not talking about black and brown and gay grievances. If it's not a rainbow grievance or black and brown grievance, she didn't have anything to talk about. It's like, oh man, we got real news. We got real things that's happening inside of the Senate and the Congress and in the White House. I don't even know what to say. There's nothing we can complain about today. Can we complain, please? Just tell me anything that the black people. I don't think black people can go to school because they black and they got to deal with the whites. I don't think that the gay people can live in their truth because white people won't let them live in their truth. I think the brown people need to come over here more often and we need to leave them alone. Like everything was about black and brown grievances. And now she's saying that's all that Michael Knowles and Piers Morgan does is talk about white grievances. And because she's not white, she can't relate. So she's pissed off. So she's trying to give them something that she also did on her own show before she was canceled.
You have a home in Los Angeles, you love
I'm
America.
celebrating.
And by the way, white grievance is very good for your bottom lines. It's very good for your bank accounts. And so having me here to be able to continue to traffic in that is your shtick. That is what you
first
do.
of all,
That's
Joy,
what you do, Piers.
I have
And
to
so
correct you.
it's great. And I'm sure you find it delightful and fun to say it. But the reality is, Piers, that is what you all traffic in.
I
It is
have
what
to correct
Fox
you.
traffics
Well,
in.
can't
first of
speak
all,
for
I'm not
Piers
a
here,
white
Joy.
American. I think as my accent may reveal.
Well, I know that you're European.
And I'm a tan
I'm
American.
British.
My only grievances are tan
And secondly,
grievances.
I don't
But
think
I'm not a
anyone,
grievance.
Michael, I will let you respond, but I don't think any host in the history of cable news has waged more grievance than Joy Reid. So the idea that you're now hectoring us about feeling aggrieved about things, you spent years being aggrieved about absolutely everything.
Yeah, I heard that, right? She spent years grieving about absolutely everything on her show. That's all she talks about is where we're falling as how we can't get ahead as a black community. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. It's not coming from nowhere. It's coming from all of the people that she's around on a daily basis. There's many black individuals who are professors, lawyers, doctors, entertainers, politicians, up and coming content creators, all of that, who lend their energies to MSNBC and others to force and push the black narrative as far as the grievances are concerned, to talk about the things we don't have, to talk about the lack. And this right here is why I always talk about thanking God, just being grateful for his grace and his mercy. How does that tie in? It ties in because when Adam and Eve were in the garden, at first, before they met the serpent, and before Eve started speaking to the serpent, they were focusing on abundance. They had everything. Everything. They could partake in everything. Like the whole world belonged to them. And then they were forced to focus on the one thing that they don't have. And that's something that the black community like to do. We like to focus on the 1, 2, 3 things we don't have. How come we not getting the same money as white schools get? How come the police only mess with the black people? How come we can't get the jobs that the white people get? How come Trump got to set aside some black jobs? How come we can't get the loans that other people get? How come blah, blah, blah? How come blah, blah, blah? And here's the thing. I'm going to let you know something right now. The Lord loves a cheerful giver. I love a cheerful receiver. All right. Basically, what that means is, if I'm going to give you anything, if I'm going to help you out in any way, shape, or form, the last thing I want you doing is demanding more, complaining about what you did receive, complaining about how far you have come, complaining about the help that I'm giving you, the services I'm giving you, or any of that. Acknowledge the good. All right. Eat the meat, spit out the bones, as Nanny says. That's something that certain communities just continue to stop doing. Now, it's not only the black community that does it at all. But Joy Reid made it a point every single morning to talk about lack. What are we lacking as a black community? How are we not getting ahead? And the time is, and you know what's funny? The whole time she's talking to nothing but black intellects. Other black people that went through college, have college degrees, have great careers, have families. They're happy. They take vacations and trips. They own properties. They have assets. So the people that she rubbed elbows with, the people that she shares stories with, they are all black. A lot of them are married. She's married. Like, so the fact that she can sit there and support things that ways that she don't even live herself makes no sense at all. But she has a job to do. So she gets on Piers Morgan's show and she says, this is your agenda, to push white narratives and grievances all the time. That's all you want to talk about. Piers was really smart by throwing it back at her. He said, wait a minute. Isn't that all you did on your show? That's all you did was talk about sugar honey iced tea that black people didn't have, or how black people were being held under the thumb of America. Most black people, because of Joy Reid and people like her, most black people, well, not most, enough black people now, because of Joy Reid and people like her, don't even consider themselves American. They consider themselves African American. Their number one job now is to try to get back to the motherland, to be around a whole bunch of people who really don't like you. They don't care for you too much. They know that black culture is filled with a whole bunch of different things that they don't necessarily want in theirs. They don't want black culture commingled or intertwined into their culture whatsoever. Not in Ghana, not in Nigeria, not in Zimbabwe, you name it, not in Kenya. They don't want black culture intertwined into their culture, period. Even when they come over here from Africa, they don't have the same mindset as black Americans, period. Like when they come here, they are serious about education. They are serious about their careers. They are serious. When you go to school, when like my son Jojo, who just now got his second degree in engineering, goes to school to get his engineering degree. All of his African American peers, his black friends or black students like him, they're there to get degrees as well, but not engineering degrees. In his engineering class is a bunch of Africans, Asians, and by Asians, I mean Indians and Chinese, Korean, Japanese students. And those people are serious. Those individuals, those students are serious about school. Those students don't mind working hard and busting their asses and studying until the next night to get their degree, to get their higher degree in something like engineering, so that when they come out of college, they have a career. They're not complaining about receiving all of these different awards and scholarships simply because their skin is black. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of those cultures don't even mix with the black American culture. So we continue to try to tie ourselves to other places that don't give a damn about us. And yet we have so many freedoms that we fought for, that many people have died for. And then they would try to say, how come there's no white people out there who are on the front lines talking about black inequality? How come there's no white people out there standing up for black racism and black injustice? Because they've done their jobs already. Now it's time for you to do yours. What do you mean they've done their jobs? You are a sellout, Van, for saying they've done their jobs. All right, so let's keep it a buck. It wasn't only black people that died for the freedoms of black Americans and all Americans. It wasn't only black people that died for slavery to be ended. Hundreds of thousands of white people died because of that. So you mean you're just going to act like that never even existed? You're going to act like that never happened? You can be like, well, that was back then. You damn right that was back then, but that was also somebody's uncles, fathers, brothers, you name it. You name it. Husbands that was on the front lines dying so that slavery could be ended. And guess what happened? It actually ended. Did it end abruptly? Like, did it end when they wanted it to end? No, it didn't end exactly then. It was still a fight to be had. But it wasn't only black people that was fighting for it, is what I'm saying. And as soon as we stop focusing on all right, well, I'll take that point. Nobody has to prove sugar honey iced tea to you. Nobody has to say, well, my father was out there, my uncle was out there, my brother was out there, my sister was out there. Nobody has to prove nothing to you. It happened. So at some point, we need to acknowledge that and move the hell on. But unfortunately, it's money in keeping us divided. It's money in keeping us upset with one another. It's money in making sure this side wins or that side wins. It's a sport to some people. It's a sport. Now you got CNN that's acting like they are more fair, but they are not. They act like they're fair by bringing one or two conservatives on the panel. Then they'll have 4 liberals on the panel. But the main person that's there to conduct like some type of moderate this conversation, they're always on the side of the liberal agenda. Like they got to push the Democratic agenda. And that's unfortunate because people cannot remain objective and get from point A to point B. Like trying to, what can we fix? What can we solve? What can we resolve from this conversation? Because this is not only about having a heated debate. If we don't come to a conclusion that helps us all by the end of this, then it was a failed conversation. It's like a business deal. If both parties don't feel like they got something from the deal, if both parties don't feel like they won, it was not a good business deal. It wasn't. Even if you walked away with something shiny and that person walked away with a wad of cash in their pockets, it still was not a good business deal because both parties need to know that they got some value from it. That may not make sense to some people out there, but it makes sense to me, God dang it. It makes sense to me. That wasn't the only part of the conversation that I wanted to show you guys. This part right here as well. But before in this one right here, Piers Morgan questions Joy Reid after she rails against Trump's deportations. She talks about how bad Trump is. This is hilarious. She talks about how bad Trump is and how many children are being been victimized by his policies. And then Piers Morgan brings up Obama, and she don't like it. Nobody likes when you bring up Obama on the left. When you bring up Obama and deportations, oh man, they act like they never knew a damn thing. But before we go, let me read these daggone super chats. Thank you for being unapologetic and real. No problem, Rayanne Nunez. I appreciate you. I don't always agree with you, but I respect you. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Rayanne. Most people don't agree with me. But guess what? Here's my thing. If at the end of our conversation, we have a better understanding of one another and is moving in the positive direction of bringing people together, yo, I'm good on that. You don't have to agree with me on nothing. So I'm appreciative. Thank you so much, Rayanne. And thank you for the super chat too. For any off that are on the fence about, so for any of you that are on the fence about Christianity and are sick of the progressive churches with their LGBT rights activism, visit your local Russian Orthodox church and speak to the priest. Okay, take his advice. Go, if you're still on the fence about Christianity, and you're sick of progressive churches with their LGBTQ rights and activism, go visit a Russian church, a Russian Orthodox church, and speak to the priest. All right. I'm sure there's heavy meaning behind that, Melkor. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, man. All right, let's go. Bushido, what's up? 1320. Unfortunately, liberal arts degrees are carnival of higher education. Are the carnival of higher education? Possibly. Quite possibly. All right, guys. And thank you to everyone who pulled up. Shout out to all of my blues and my greens. My greens are the people who are members. That's who that are. My greens are the people who are members. Shout out to my members. I'm trying to figure out a way to give y'all the perks that give y'all more perks than I've promised in order for you to become members, because I want to do something big with this, man. I really do. For real. It's just I don't like doing things that everybody else do. Like it's just boring. I don't know, it takes away from the energy of it all. Like it just seems like, okay, I'm gonna give you a badge. I'm gonna create a badge for you. I'm gonna do this, then the third. Like it becomes boring. You know what I mean? Some of y'all probably don't understand what I'm saying. All right. Miss Mika, what's going on? Love the new profile pic. That joint is fire. Lord, not joyless in the morning. Yeah, joyless in the morning. She's on the show. Shout out to Miss Mika. And thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Mika. Yeah. Oh, look at me. Mika is a daggone doll baby. All right, guys, check this out right here. This joint is fire.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well, hang on. You don't.
She don't know and she don't care. When she says, Piers, when she says she don't know and she don't care, she means it. And when she says she don't know, she means it. When she says she don't care, she means it. Let her. Like, at the end of the day, you cannot force her to know, and you cannot force her to mean it. Period. When I was Democrat, no matter what, like, let me tell you something. When people was talking about Hillary Clinton and Benghazi, I was like, I don't give a damn about no Benghazi. I don't care about no Benghazi, no, none of that. All I know is that Trump is racist. That was me. That was me. People was trying to school me, man. It was like, oh, so what do you think about Benghazi? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. They don't care about it on MSNBC. So I don't care about it because I used to watch MSNBC a lot. All right. Joe and Joe Scarborough and his wife. I used to watch them all the time. Yeah.
I don't know and don't care.
Well, hang on. You don't know and you don't care. You've just given me
because it's not the issue.
You're
trying to make the issue the southern border.
Joy. You've just given me Joy.
No. The point is,
Joy. You've just given me Joy.
Was not dragging women.
Joy.
And
let me finish.
You've just nursing babies apart and taking.
Joy. You've just given me.
I'm sure going to tell me it's your main issue.
You've just given me
but it's not my main issue. My main issue is that what we're seeing.
I'm trying to finish my sentence. You've just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president of the United States for 8 years. I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me, I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people. I'm quite certain.
Have a
because
guess.
I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
My point.
What do you mean? Your point being what? What the hell do you mean? Your point being what, Joy? Come on, baby girl. You know what his point is. You know what his point is. You cannot get all passionate and be on your daggone channel after she was fired. You know she was crying. I'm talking about real alligator tears, man. She was crying hard. And she blamed it all on. She was like, they fired me for being real. They fired me for being passionate. They fired me because I was upset about what's happening to these children and what's happening to these women who don't deserve to be treated this way. She was extremely passionate about it. I'm talking about, and she's an ugly crier. So I actually give her credit for that because I don't know if y'all have seen a couple of movies where Janet Jackson was crying in her movies. Janet Jackson is an ugly crier. That makes you a better actor when you're an ugly crier. I don't get it, but it is what it is. But now that she's receiving the truth, why is it above her to say, you know what? You're right. You make a good point. You know what? You are correct. But that's not in her spirit. Her spirit is to hear the truth, act like it never existed, and then act like it don't correlate in no type of way. Like, he's giving you context. Context matters. She knows the point of context. She's a journalist, so to speak. Now she's a content creator, probably getting paid the same amount or even more than she was when she was with MSNBC. Just in case y'all have not seen her live streams be booming. Be booming. So yeah, MSNBC is not controlling her anymore, but they are. The same narrative, the same points that need to be pushed, she still pushed those narratives and points. Her and Don Lemons, they team up. Her and Jasmine Crockett's, they team up. Her and everybody that's on the left that just want to complain about every damn thing, they team up and they complain. And they big up each other. Like, that's what they do. But now he's schooling her. Barack Obama was deporter-in-chief. He was that. Can you accept this information? Do you understand that now you're being hypocritical? But nah, she's too prideful for that at all. She's too prideful. And plus, you probably don't even know it, but she is actually my complexion.
Okay. And your point being what?
My point
What's
being,
the point?
are you as shocked by that as you are claiming to be by Trump?
It is not deportations
Many of them were
themselves that are
brown.
shocking. Wait a minute. Can I answer
in
your
fact,
question?
the majority were brown.
Hold on, I just now saw something else I got an issue with.
Brown.
Here's something I got an issue with too. I got a huge issue with this right here. All right. Y'all see her hand, right? Her hand is the same complexion as my hand, probably darker. How in the hell is her face 2 shades lighter than her hand? Okay. Again, I'm just going to say this one more time. Her hands and her neck. Look at her neck. Her neck is darker than mine. Why is her face 2 shades lighter? I do understand foundation. I understand all of this stuff. My question is this: isn't makeup supposed to make up for your blemishes and bring you back to your natural self, your natural color? Why in the world is she 2 shades darker than her neck? She's 2 shades darker than her hands. In Africa, they do something where they have something called colorism. And we're always talking about, African Americans are always talking about how beautiful the Africans are and how we're from the motherland too, and we want to be included in that conversation. Let me tell you something. Colorism is bad in Africa. They are known for bleaching their skin so they can be more white, so they can be lighter. They are not as proud of the dark melanin in their skin as people try to lead on. That's not the truth. And she is not very proud of who she is. She's not very proud of the Black culture that she continues to try to push forward as if they are way more immaculate than anybody else on this planet. I had to point that out because when I noticed it, and I know, ladies, I'm not talking trash because I know that you guys get into y'all get into y'all bag where y'all are doing your makeups and all this other stuff and whatnot. But I'm just saying, I notice it as a man. And if I notice it, I'm sure other women notice it. This right here is not encouraging. It's not inspiring at all. Like, I honestly don't get it. It looks like she's bleaching her skin. And then she goes out and does the Beyonce thing and gets some blonde hair because whatever she was doing was not working before. At the end of the day, she got crushed in this conversation. But we not done. We not done. Here she is again. All right, so she has a massive meltdown on this one right here. This is the main event. Make sure y'all like this joint right here and share this right here. And feel free to clip it if you want. That would be absolutely dope. Just make sure that you tag a brother when you do. My gracious. All right, so what's up, 1320? Demo Bleach. You know, Demo Bleach, she definitely doing something. She definitely doing something. And thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So let's go and jump into this, man. This right here is the main event right here. She is about to kirk out on Piers Morgan. And I just want to know why. Like, are we adults having conversations or what? Black women out there, all of the black ladies out there that's in my chat, I'm going to tell y'all something right now. And this is just, I got to put it out there. If I weren't married, my preference would be dark-skinned women. That's what my preference would be. Here's why. I had a 4th grade teacher named Mrs. Anderson. She was absolutely gorgeous. She was dark-skinned, about my complexion right here. She had short hair, gorgeous. I'm talking about just when she smiled, I was like, man, I'm talking about a huge crush. I had a huge crush. From that day forward, I wanted all my girlfriends to look like her. Period. She ended up being unalived by her husband. I don't know why, but she ended up being unalived by her husband. I think right after I got out of her class, like went on to the 5th grade, she was unalived by her husband. It probably happened over that summer. But that's what happened. And Miss Anderson, man, I swear to goodness, she will always hold a place in my heart. She will. But that's why I like Kelly Rowland. Like people talk about how fine Beyonce is. I'm talking about how fine Kelly Rowland is with her big head self. Sanaa Lathan, Angela Bassett. The list goes on and on. All right. Coco Jones, new singer named Coco Jones. Oh my God. So when I talk about her skin and talk about the things she's doing, I'm not trying to disrespect her, nor am I trying to disrespect any women who use foundations, who use makeups and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, my wife is teaching me how to hug women, because when we have events at the house, we have a bunch of people here, or when we see people out at other events and stuff, and I go and we hug each other, my wife says, make sure that you give them a light hug away from your clothes, because I always end up having freaking foundation on my clothes, no matter what. All because, like, I'm a hugger. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. For the men, dap them up. You know what I mean? For the women, nice little hug. You know what I mean? That's it. But she always say, just do it lightly, a little something away, and don't get their face nowhere near your clothes. And I notice now, I got probably like 3 or 4 hoodies upstairs with foundation that cannot come out for some strange reason. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. I just wanted to clear that up, ladies, because I don't want to come off like I am attacking women for wearing foundation, makeup. I don't care what y'all do. Do what y'all got to do to look and feel beautiful. That's what you do it. You know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily a flex for anybody to say, I don't wear makeup, I don't do nothing on my face, I just do this, that, and other, and I'm still gorgeous. No, if you do, then you do. That's your business. But they provide makeup for y'all to go do y'all thing. Do it. If you feeling some type of way about your blemishes, feel free to fix it or correct it or do whatever. I don't care. That's a woman's sport. Men, we stay out of those conversations. But I had to point this out about her because her neck is literally 2 shades darker than her face. And it seems like a lollipop. It's like a dark stick with a... Okay, let me move on. I'm putting myself deeper into sugar honey iced tea. Here she is right now. She's about to give him the business. I'm talking about black fatigue times 12. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share this bad boy.
Away, denaturalizing. That's Idi Amin behavior. There's a black fascist that you can compare it to.
Okay, let's move on to, I want to just play a clip of when you lost your job at MSNBC. Let's watch this.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Hold on, she's talking about she's a church girl and she's fighting for things that are of God. Hold up. What? Joy, you do realize that everything you stood for was anti-Christ. Most things that the Democrats stood for was anti-Christ, was anti-biblical principles, was anti-God, was do whatever you want to do, was tell the world to kiss your ass and be you no matter who you are. That's not, I'm a church girl, I'm a God-fearing person. If you're a God-fearing person, that's not the heart that you have. You don't have that type of spirit. That's not what she pushed that entire time. It really isn't. Like, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. They really feel like they are the party of Christianity, and they are not. Jesus. Okay, let's continue.
Now, look, you're perfectly entitled to be proud of your show. Many people enjoyed your show for many years. A lot of people at NBC were briefing that the reason was declining ratings post the election, a 47% decrease in your election, in ratings from pre-election. But you told Mark Lamont Hill on his show this.
After I said on my show that the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, hit different. That hit our ratings. I mean, it definitely, we could see the loss of white viewers from that moment that I said that. So they were like, we don't like the name calling. And also I'm a black woman. So, I mean, I'm sure it makes him angrier, when I say things. Maybe.
I want to say this. Okay. All right. And I'm stopping this joint so much. Mark Lamont Hill's t-shirt. What do y'all think about his shirt? Be honest. What do y'all think about his shirt? Brutal honesty only. I see Melcore picked it up. Let me know what y'all think about this shirt. The future is black and feminist. Oh my God, man. Somebody need to fight Mika. Somebody please fight Mika. She is mean. She's mean. The future is black and feminist. Okay, reason why I asked about that is, she's talking about how when white kids were dying from bombs, she was cool with that. And she noticed that they lost a whole bunch of white supporters when she showed her true colors. I don't know if y'all caught that. I'm going to play this. I'm dial this back just a little bit when she very first started talking to Mark Lamont Hill. I'm not going to play it. Listen, I'm not going to stop it again, but I want y'all to hear this. She said that it hit different when a whole bunch of white kids are being bombed. And she didn't think that that was a bad thing to say. She didn't think. Period. I was about to complete that thought, but then when I realized what I was saying, I realized that she literally did not think. She turned her brain off. She was running a show on MSNBC, and she decided to say that it's cool. It feels different to see white kids bombed. This is weird, bro. This is weird.
After I said on my show that the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, hit different. That hit our ratings. I mean, it definitely, we could see the loss of white viewers from that moment that I said that. So they were like, we don't like the name calling. And also I'm a black woman. So, I mean, I'm sure it makes him angrier, when I say things. Maybe because I am a global South person myself, I mean, as a black person, we have a different empathy toward other global South people when they are suffering. And so we're going to come at that story from a different angle and in a different way and with different kinds of empathies. And I think that's not always received very well in the.
All right, so I'm gonna need for somebody to objectively tell me what is his shirt trying to say? Like, what is he trying to get across to people with that shirt? The future is black and feminist. What is he trying to say? Like, as a man, what am I to receive from that shirt? As a woman, what do you receive for that shirt? Does it make you feel good? If I have any black women or black men inside of the chat, Please tell me how his shirt makes you feel. I would love to know. I'm so serious, man.
The news business.
No, Joy, I mean, look, let's be honest. I don't think you were fired after all those years because of your skin colour or because you're a black woman. I think you were fired because your show just got increasingly unpopular. It happens all the time in TV. That's why you got let go. Why play the race card?
First of all, I love the fact that your play the race card is your version of the race card. You literally are so fixated on trying to racialize conversations with me, Piers, that I find it actually quite charming.
You racialize more conversations.
No.
She said that he is fixated on trying to racialize conversations. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is minute what? Did she just not sit next to a guy? She sat on a guy's panel, Mark Lamont Hill's panel, where he had on a shirt that says the future is black and feminist. And then she was saying, I made comments about white people in Ukraine being bombed, and we lost a whole bunch of white followers immediately. And it was probably because they couldn't take what I was saying because I'm a black woman. You literally racialize every single thing. I don't get it. Okay, let's go with black hands and white neck. I mean, black necks, white face.
You're
a conversation with Mark Lamont Hill that you're clipping bits of. All right, Mark. All right, Piers. And the bottom line is you take an entire conversation that I had with Mark Lamont Hill and pick the bits that you can racialize because this is your shtick. And I get that this is your shtick.
You racialize everything, Joy. Come on.
I get it. I understand this is your shtick, Piers. And listen, game recognizes game. I get this is
it's
your
not
game.
My shtick.
And the bottom line.
It was your
shtick.
It
is your shtick. And everyone knows that it is.
Stick.
Piers, we
people
understand
got bored
what
with
it is. And it is so interesting to me that you yourself, as a white European, find that when people of color talk about race, that you believe is racializing conversations. But when people like you fixate on, well, Barack Obama was a black president, why don't you object to that? That is racializing a conversation about the former president of the United States. But you can't put your, and I'm sure you find that charming and funny.
I find
it's not racializing the conversation. It's trying to trying to bring about a bit of fairness. It's trying to just have you like cross-examine your point of references. Like right now you feel this way about Trump with regard to how he's deporting people. Piers brings in a point of reference to another president that you adore and asks you, how do you feel about the way that he deported people? And it proved that you did not give a damn about the way that he deported people. You can care less. You wasn't even following along. You did not care about no immigrants during that time. It wasn't popular to care about the immigrants during that time. It wasn't popular, so you didn't do it. It's not about race. It's only about race to you. That's what she don't get. What she tries to do this entire conversation is project. You're trying to make this about race. You're trying to racialize this. No, he's not doing it. What you're seeing is signals that you're familiar with as a journalist. As a journalist, she knows when she pivots intentionally to make it about race. She knows when she pivots intentionally to make it that type of conversation. So when she hear him say anything that lends itself toward how she usually intentionally act on her shows, she think that he's racializing it. And he's just trying to cross-examine, trying to give you some context, trying to give you a bit of understanding from your own point of view that she chooses to just disregard because she has a point to make. She don't ever want to give in to him. She don't want to lose a conversation while talking to a white man. Period. It's that simple. All right, let's go. Let me move myself from here.
That when people of color talk about race, that you believe is racializing conversations. But when people like you fixate on, well, Barack Obama was a black president. Why don't you object to that? That is racializing a conversation about the former president of the United States. But you can't put your, and I'm sure you find that charming and funny.
I find
you
it hilarious because you're the one. You're the one who said. You're the one who said Donald Trump.
You and your friend Donald Trump.
You said Donald Trump is a white fascist.
Are so. He is a well. I agree with Mark
when Obama
Milley,
did the same thing,
last time I checked,
I'm not allowed to mention his skin color.
I agree with his former chief of staff, who last I checked was not black and said he's fascist. And Mark Milley said he's fascist to the core. Okay. So I happen to agree, and I know this is what it's important to you, with two very white gentlemen about Donald Trump's fascist tendencies.
I have this issue, right, where I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I want to hear everybody out. Why do I want to hear everybody out and give people the benefit of the doubt? I do that because I want people to hear me out and give me the benefit of the doubt. Like, just give me an opportunity to understand what I'm saying. Not agree, but understand what I'm saying. So when I noticed Joy and Reid, always bring it back to how Piers is trying to racialize conversations, how Piers is just trying to take up for Trump because he's white and he's white. I notice that she's only making these assumptions, making these claims because she herself operate that way. And she feels like he's trying to do a her on her. Nobody likes when you do a you on you, period. Like, don't do that. Only I can be this way to other people. When you do it to me, I'm gonna have an issue. And that's what she does. And nothing get resolved that way. As adults, at some point, we got to stop trying to win the argument. That's when we start losing ground. By trying to win the argument. How about trying to have a conversation? This is the point that we're here. Like, we're here to have a conversation. Right? At least that's what I thought. But she felt like she's behind enemy lines. That's why she got her face all done up. She turned her camera up to 1 million so that she seems light-skinned, or that's her foundation. I don't know. Don't care, to be honest with you. But I just think she's wasting an opportunity. What she don't realize is that this conversation is not about how her and Piers agrees or disagree. It's about her having a platform now to be able to get her message across to people who are placed on this earth to hear her. Placed on this earth to hear her specifically. See, that's something that we don't realize. And that's why I always try to get people to do content creation, because people who will listen to me, people who won't listen to me, will listen to you. People who will listen to you probably won't listen to me. Has nothing to do with their skin, has nothing to do with their sex or gender, none of that. It has more to do with their frequency. So when we have the opportunity to speak with people, especially if you're on a platform as big as Piers Morgan's platform, you want to take that opportunity to communicate clearly, communicate a clear message to individuals out there who hear you and tell them how this world can become a better place if we come together. If you had this information that I have in my mind that I'm about to give to you, and you trade this and you give this to other people, then we can be in a better place. Unfortunately, that's not where we are. When we feel like we're behind enemy lines and we're having these conversations with people who disagree with our ideologies, we feel like we have to defend ourselves. We feel like we have to hurl insults. And if we're not listened to, or because Piers Morgan was clearly listening to her. Piers Morgan, only person that can show you that, the only time somebody can show you that they're really listening to you is when they draw comparisons to what you're saying that are actually spot on, and he did that. You were talking about illegal immigration under Trump. Were you okay with the illegal immigration under Obama? Oh, you didn't care enough to even know anything about the way he was doing things. Got it. So now when we share these videos of Obama sounding just as tough on immigration, or Hillary Clinton sounding just as tough on immigration, and it get in front of the eyes of Democrats or liberals, they just hurl it out. They just throw it out. They think it's made up. They like, oh, in those times, it probably was necessary. In those times, the person I liked was doing it, so I was fine with it. So do you really care about people, or do you just care about your person winning? Do you just care about your side doing it? Right? That's why a lot of times when you go out and you see people arguing, having fights, things are getting heated. Like people are about to really get into like heated conversations, heated exchanges. It's because one person feels disrespected because you did to them what they felt like they can only do to you, but you shouldn't do it back. When you show people a mirror of themselves, they want to fight. They want to argue. That's usually the case. I've seen many times where people was dead ass wrong. It was you that started the argument. It was you that started the fight. It was you that parked too close to my damn car. It was you that almost hit me with your car. It was you that was disrespectful and rude in the line. It was you that did this. But as soon as I bark back, you feel like you are above correction. You are above reproach. Nobody's above correction. Like people be ready to fall on their sword for their family members who they know are dead wrong. But they don't care because it's their family members. As soon as you say, you N-word, a white person call a black person an N-word. The black person get all heated, like, I can't believe that you said that, I want to fight. But before that N-word was hurled at them, the black person had already said many different things to this person to disrespect them, to make them even feel like saying something, anything. I'm looking for that one thing that will hurt your feelings, that one thing that will hit you back. And it's that one word. So, what? You can disrespect me all this time, but I can't say one disrespectful thing to you? People are hypocrites, man. People are arrogant. People are entitled. People feel like they are above correction. People feel like they can say whatever they want to say to you, but you better not say anything back to them because they're too big for that. They feel like they're too, tough looking. They feel like you should be afraid of them in some type of way. Like you should automatically assume that they will whoop your ass. So maybe you should allow them to disrespect you. Just walk away, take it on the chin. Nah, man, not everybody rock that way. So yeah, my issue is us as adults, we need to definitely be more objective with one another and stop trying to win conversations. That's where we F up. There's no prize. You know what I mean? There's no award for winning this conversation. Since we have this opportunity, how about we have a substantive debate? And when I make a point that you agree with, acknowledge it. Even if you don't acknowledge it, just fall back off of the fake ass what you call it? I'm losing my side. I'm losing where I'm going right now. But I tagged you on X. It's hilarious. But of course, the comments went to race dividing. Everything always goes to race dividing. Speaking of race dividing, I came across this one video of this guy that I really don't care for too much, to be honest with you, because all he does is talk about dividing race. But he was talking about it in a way that I was like, yo, I understand it. I understand this guy now. And I ain't talking about Andrew Tate. I ain't talking about Andrew Tate at all. All right. But I understand 1000%. Let me see here. Shout out to Charlie Kirk, who is still out there fighting a good fight. I appreciate the brother for doing what he's doing. The brother, he's cooking. He's cooking for real. He's cooking. All right. And because Stephen Colbert is getting fired, I think we should play this right here just to.
I'm sure the baby will be fine. Come to me. I must feed you.
Stephen Colbert, man, this dude is not funny anymore, bro. He's not funny anymore at all. For real. Not one bit. But he's blaming Trump for having his stuff closed down. I'm sure y'all have heard that that Trump is going through some medical issues right now. When you get a moment, pray for your president. Pray for your president. Just want y'all to know, though, that people are celebrating. And people are hoping that he pass. People are hoping that he gets sicker. People are hoping that his time is cut short. They're hoping for the worst. Only because he's Trump. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but it just is what it is. It just is what it is, man. Want to share this with you guys right here. So Pocahontas says that the government-run grocery stores have been successful in other cities. First off, that's a lie. Secondly, the government can't even deliver your mail consistently. There's no way they could run a store. Everybody's trying to be a communist, but it obviously does not work.
He said, we've got a problem with entire food deserts where people can't get access to grocery stores. Said, I'd like to take a look at whether or not we can have some kind of, like we do on military bases, you have some kind of support from the city government that says we're going to get some food grocery stores in areas that right now are food deserts. And by the way, it's a new and fresh plan for New York City, but it's been tried in other cities around the country and has had some real successes. So what I hear Mom Dami saying is, I want to try things to make it work for working families. And you know what? This is how democracy works. A lot of people in New York City said, that sounds good to me. I'd rather try that than any of the other alternatives available to me. I support that. He said, we've got a problem with entire food deserts where
Elizabeth Warren, man, she's getting to that bag. I'm gonna let you know that right now. And I know y'all talk about her a lot, but she don't give a damn. She's rich. She is making lots, tons of monions. She don't care. Like, for real. She really don't care what y'all have to say. She's not been arrested at all. Somebody asked me what's going on with Trump. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is what's been reported by Caroline Levitt.
On another note, I know that many in the media have been speculating about bruising on the president's hand and also swelling in the president's legs. So in the effort of transparency, the president wanted me to share a note from his physician with all of you today. In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. In keeping with routine medical care and out of an abundance of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House Medical Unit. The president underwent a comprehensive examination, including diagnostic vascular studies. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70. Importantly, there was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease. Laboratory testing included a complete blood count, comprehensive metabolic panel, coagulation profile, D-dimer, B-type natriuretic peptide, and cardiac biomarkers. All results were within normal limits. An echocardiogram was also performed and confirmed normal cardiac structure and function. No signs of heart failure, renal impairment, or systemic illness were identified. Additionally, recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. This is a well-known and benign side effect of aspirin therapy. And the president remains in excellent health, which I think all of you witness on a daily basis here. So the president wanted me to share that note with all of you. I'm happy to take further questions on it. We will provide the memorandum from the president's physician to all of you, as we always do. And we'll get to questions. Here in our new media seat, we have Frank Cor.
The reason why I played that is because thank God for transparency. That's why I played it. Thank God for transparency. Y'all remember when Karine Jean-Pierre would get in front of these reporters and what she would say? She would get up there and she would lie about the health of President Biden at the time. It could be the smallest things, but she would act like he has like the best bill of health that you can even name. Like, this dude is the most healthiest person in the world. I played that because, shout out to transparency. That's why I played it. I played it because this level of honesty, it make you want to support Trump. It does. It makes me want to anyway. That's how I feel about it. You couldn't get this in the last administration. Now, anything that's brought to the forefront, anything that's a concern, is addressed immediately. I like that. That's called, I don't care what they say, but I want them to be, I want them to know what's going on. I want them, the U.S., the citizens of America to know. I want the American people to know what's happening. What in the world is this? What did you just now share with me? Shauna just now shared something with me. And since she did, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys. Hold on 1 second. All right, let me share this with you guys right quick. Because Shauna wanted me to share this, so I'm gonna share it. It's just to bring about a little bit of humor. Like, not everybody are butthurt about racial issues and whatnot. Some people just laugh it off and just have a good time. I don't know if y'all have seen this yet. Check this out. Why he jumped on these random Iran people's live streams. So some Iranians were having a live stream, and this one brother decided to jump on it, and watch what he does.
Looking at niggas. Boy, y'all thought this shit was a game. But we do not want that smoke with y'all. Oh God, we do not want that smoke with y'all. Well, hey, whatever he said, we don't got no parts in the game. Looking at.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me see what's going on. And guys, if you have not joined the group yet, please make sure y'all join. The memberships, become an LFR family member. If you like, if you won't, that's cool too. Also, for anybody considering content creation, make sure that you pull up. All right. The link for the course is inside the descriptions. Grab that. And if you want to talk about VIP, make sure you reach out to me and we can wrap. How do you feel about the Epstein thing, though? I'm a little disappointed. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm trying not to speak on it too much, but briefly, I think that there should be, I think that there's too little for them to report. I believe that they made some grandiose promises that they couldn't keep because they did not believe. They probably thought that a lot of the I think that they thought that they could deliver, that they'll just take over the 3-letter agencies, walk inside of the offices and say, hey, there go the files right there. We're about to show the American people. And they didn't realize that most of it was going to be redacted or deleted, just straight up gone. I think that it has something to do with that. I believe that they're about to put out whatever bit of information they can put out, but we're not going to be satisfied because some people are going to skate. If that weren't the case, I would say to you like this. The reason why I honestly don't care about the Epstein files as much as I used to, and this is why. Because if there was anything there, people will be arrested before any type of list hit the airwaves. Arrests happen before list of people's names are put on the news. we believe that once their names are put on social media, that something's going to happen. That's freaking retarded. That's stupid. That's dumb. Like, honestly, it's just for us. It's just for show. It's a big ass show right now, and I don't care to be a part of it, just to keep it a buck. And I believe that that has a lot to do with Trump's frustration as well, because he thought that they'll be able to get as much information as possible to be able to release. And that's not the case. That's not the case. Have you seen one person be arrested yet from these files? One person, just one, other than Ghislaine Maxwell. Nobody else. Nobody else. You don't need the files to go public in order for people to be arrested. Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested back in 2022. It's crazy. 2022 or 2021. One of those. It's nuts. So whether they put this list out or not, it's just for us. That's it. I care more for people being arrested. I care more for them actually doing the job, them stopping trafficking from happening anytime in the future. That's what I care about. And if that's not going to happen, I can care less about the list. Just going to keep it a buck. Now, as far as what Trump said, I care about that. Like, I do care about that. Saying that anybody that support him, that continues to talk about it, is considered a weakling, and can he no longer want your support. I care about that. That's an issue for anybody. I don't care who you are. You can be the president, you can be the prime minister, you can be daggone Pope. I don't give a damn who you are. You're not going to tell me as a grown ass man to stop talking about something. That's not happening. That's already happening with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, IG, Twitch, TikTok. There's already a bunch of stuff you can't even talk about. I posted a video on TikTok where I was thanking God. I was like, let's go. God is good. God is amazing. Do you know that that video got flagged? Talking about I violated community guidelines? Yeah. Here on YouTube is a bunch of words that we can't even say. As a matter of fact, not even a bunch of words we can't say. It's names we can't discuss. It's names we can't bring up. Because then we would trigger whatever community guideline is, like certain, I don't know what it is that would catch these words and be like, he said it. Flagged. Nah, man, it's stupid. Censorship is already happening like crazy. And the last thing I want is for our president to censor us. Like that right there, I don't like that at all. Because that's no different than what Hillary Clinton was trying to do. We need to get Department of Justice or the Justice Department to go after content creators who spread misinformation. I don't like that. Why? Because who defines misinformation? The power structure defines misinformation. If they say that something is misinformation and we're not supposed to talk about it, we are dinged. We are flagged. We are hit. We receive strikes. We receive copyrights. Period. That same exact thing happened during Trump's very first term, when he wanted to put out the Hunter Biden laptops. He wanted to put out the Hunter Biden files. He couldn't, though, because that was deemed misinformation. It was also deemed, it was placed inside of a file on Twitter at the time for child molestation. All right. And if anybody talked about it or shared that information, then they were sharing children. And I don't know why they did that. Well, yeah, I do. They was trying to protect Hunter, period. They was trying to protect Joe. They was trying to protect the Obamas, because Obama is the reason why Biden even had an opportunity to become the president. Because I don't know if you remember, but every single race that Biden ever ran, this brother was losing like crazy. Not saying that he didn't work his ass off, because Biden was a senator. He was fighting for bills. He was writing things. He was getting stuff done. He was shaking hands, kissing babies, making all the right relationships, moving up the ladder. He's probably one of the oldest politicians in office right now. But at the end of the day, it's like they already knew who they wanted to become that next person. They already knew, and they wanted to protect them, and they did just that. So when I have Trump telling us that we are weaklings if we want to continue to discuss it, then I don't like it at all. And it makes me want to discuss it even more, right? But when I sit back and I think about it, the list ain't gonna mean a damn thing. If DOJ already has the list of people who are criminals, doesn't that mean that they will be knocking on some doors? They will be chasing some people down. They will be arresting some people right now. The fact that they aren't, it tells me that they don't have anything. Until that's proven to be something else, then I'll be on that whole train again. I don't honestly, I want there to be justice for these children. But if they're going to continue to string us along, I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play the game. It's pointless. CNN just reported yesterday that Jeff Epstein, the searching Jeff Epstein's name was up 1,200%. The number one searched name on social media. No, it wasn't. That's a lie. It wasn't the number one. But his name shot up in the searches to 1,200%. Because people are trying to find this information out. But on the flip side, it's not even Republicans that's trying to find information out about Jeff Epstein. It's the Democrats. It's the young Republicans, the Gen Zers, and it's the Democrats that's trying to find out information because they're trying to tie him to Trump right now because they taste blood. They see an opportunity that they can take advantage of. Because I don't know if y'all remember this, but at first it was the conservatives that were pushing for these Epstein files to be released. And it was the left that was saying that the Epstein files were a hoax. They were fake. They don't go as far as you think they are. Certain people not on the list that what list? Nothing's happening on the island. What y'all are talking about is fake. All this other stuff. They were the ones denying it. And the reason why, and honestly, I believe that a big reason why they were denying it is because they knew that a lot of the people, the big wigs on that side that was partaking in whatever was happening on that island, they were on the left. They were in Hollywood. They were big time politicians. They were big time spenders, the money people. Their names was on these lists. They were being protected, just like they're being protected right now. Powerful people will always be protected. So the way I look at it is, we're nothing but minions talking about the powerful people. And we're waiting for things to happen. We're not really shifting the atmosphere the way that we should. And that tells me, yo, you gonna keep on playing the game, or you just gonna let them continue to fool you and trick you and have you waiting? It's BS, man. Then they're talking about Israel's involved and this country's involved, and like, yo, this is too much, man. It's a lot going on. I'll just wait until somebody is arrested. If nobody's arrested, I'm not going to talk about it. Who gives a damn? Everybody want there to be some type of justice for these girls. When Sounds of Freedom came out and it was talking heavily about child trafficking, and it was talking about the revenue, the money being made from child trafficking has surpassed the drug game. It surpassed the drug game. So much money was being made during child trafficking that it surpassed the drug business. Are you kidding me? The drugs? And guess who was closing that out and didn't want that to be played in theaters around the world? Hollywood. The left did not want Sounds of Freedom to be played anywhere. Nowhere. They didn't want that information out there. They don't want pedos to be highlighted. They actually tried to change, give them a term that seemed more palatable and called them maps. Said, no, they're not pedos. They're maps. They're minor attractive persons. What the fuck is that? What is that? They're playing too many games, man. And honestly, when people are playing too many games, I fall back. I'm a grown-ass man, bro. Like, I want to talk about things that's going to move the needle, things that's going to make us join together as American citizens. Like, what's going to make us become stronger as citizens of this country, of this nation? Because other nations, they don't like us. Other nations are waiting for us to fall. They're waiting for our empire to fall. We've been doing too well for too long, and they are tired of it. We're getting too arrogant. We win too much. Even when it comes to the freaking Olympics. Like, we're like, yeah, that's the major ding-a-ling swinging competition. How many people can come and walk away with the most golds, the most medals? Like, that's just a huge ding-a-ling swinging competition. And we play along every single time. They have us controlled and programmed exactly the way that they want us to be. And now this right here is major news. Even when Trump said just recently, you know what, since y'all are going to continue to talk about it, I'm going to go ahead and put the information out there. I'm going to go ahead and tell Pam Bondi to put the information out there. What information? Pam Bondi ain't got no daggone information. This right here came out yesterday, and when I seen it, honestly, I laughed. Like, I think it's a joke now. Now, I think Pam Bondi so far has done a great job, right? I think she's done a great job. But it says, Dom Lucre put out something that says, breaking news. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced Epstein grand jury files will be unsealed tomorrow in court. Who gives a good damn? Who cares? Who cares? Oh, they really calling for something. I got to give them something. I got to give them something. So I'm going to release these. I'm going to release these Epstein grand jury files to shut them up. They're going to be unsealed. Who gives a damn about what's unsealed? We want to see some arrests. Some of y'all might want to just talk about it and have it be news to or something like that. I don't care about that. I really don't. She just sitting there smiling, looking goofy. Nobody gives a damn. Some people are like, yes, the stuff is coming out. Trump has been playing 3D chess and all this other stuff. Somebody asked Grok, look at this right here. Is this likely to reveal the Epstein client list, or is it more likely a smokescreen to give the illusion of transparency? Grok responds, based on the 2006 Florida grand jury transcripts, similar to those released in 2024, they focus on victim testimonies and prosecutorial mishandling, not a comprehensive list. Past DOJ Epstein file releases were mostly public data, drawing MAGA criticism as inadequate. This unsealing appears more like a pressure response for perceived transparency than substantive revelation. But y'all can continue to play along. I think it's BS. I think it's BS. We're not going to receive anything from it. I would love to receive something from it, but I don't think we will. I don't think we will. For real. But it is what it is. It is what it is. How do y'all feel about that the CEO of See, everybody's talking about the Epstein files. It's becoming boring, man. It's stupid now, for real. It's becoming very dumb at this point. Yeah, it's becoming very dumb at this point. Look at Angela Bassett, man. This is Angela Bassett, the actress, the one that played Tina Turner. She is 69 years old. 69. 69, bro. This is nuts. That's crazy. That's nuts. 69, man. Now, for some strange reason, this right here is causing a big stir. This picture right here. Everybody's excited about it. What is the deal with it? It says, while others were busy stabbing President Trump in the back, we were working overtime behind the scenes in the Oval Office. This photo was taken earlier today, and no, it's not a coincidence. This is 4D chess, not checkers. Pam Bondi is unsealing grand jury testimony, and there's much more to come. This is the most transparent administration in U.S. history. Yeah, so basically transparency about nothing. It's transparency about nothing. Just gonna let y'all know that. Yeah, so I love the fact that they're being transparent too. But I didn't only want transparency when it came to the Epstein files. I didn't want to know the next move or know the next step. I wanted to see people held accountable. Trump posted this yesterday. If there was a smoking gun on Epstein, why didn't the Dems, who controlled the files for 4 years and had Garland and Comey in charge, use it? Because they had nothing. I wish he had that same rhetoric while running for president. But he didn't. He said that he's going to release these files. We're going to find out that there's some people on the list who are major politicians on the left and all these other things. Like, it's weird, man. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. All right. So let me see here. Also, they're saying that this whole thing was set up by the CEO of what was the name of the company? They're saying that it was all set up by the lady that was caught with him and her VP. It was caught. They set it up to manipulate. To humiliate the CEO of the company and have him ousted. Apparently that happened because the whole time the VP of HR was laughing the entire time this happened, while her boss turned around trying to hide her face, while the owner of the company started ducking. So yeah. The Van Swole story is huge. Who is Van Swole? All right. Let me see. What's going on, Yankee Jeff? One must wonder if Biden's AG Merrick Garland destroyed or erased all these files to protect prominent Democrats. If there's no list, Maxwell wouldn't be in jail. Smoke equals fire. I agree. Maxwell would not be in jail if there weren't a bigger conspiracy, if it weren't bigger than her. If it wasn't bigger than her, she would be arrested. I mean, many other people would be locked up too. But that's not the case. Hey, thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. All right. So that's our morning on Vantage today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If I did too much talking, that's what I do for a daggone living. I talk. Get over yourself, man. I talk. I run my damn mouth. Shout out to you all who participated inside the chat. Respectfully, y'all are dope. Shout out to all my blues and my greens. Gotta shout out my greens as well. My blues are my moderators. My greens are my members, my LFR family members. All right. And some of my blues are green, but not all of my greens are blue. All right. Shout out to everybody who submitted a super chat. Shout out to Miss Mika for pulling up and for roasting the hell out of Mark Lamont Hill. I appreciate it. She's dope. And yeah, for everybody who submitted a super chat, thank you so much, guys. Also, the last thing, make sure you enjoy your weekends. Make sure you're grateful for this day. And if you're considering content creation, I want you to let me help you out. All right. Consider checking out the course and consider reaching out to me and discussing the VIP with me. Okay. All right. All right. Love y'all, man. Y'all have an amazing day. And we're going to sign off with this right here. Make sure y'all give God praise, glory, and honor just for another day. All right. Peace. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.